Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo and we're here at the Camera Los Angeles showroom in West Hollywood, and I'm here with Julien with his movie RWF. Let's take a look at a clip.
These are Raina Warner Fassbender's feet. These are the feet that stomped across countless sets. The feet that stomped across the faces of countless lovers, too. Herman, star of The Bitter Tears of Petra von Kant. Fassbender's confidant, secretary, and scapegoat. Armin Meyer, star of Chinese Roulette and Fassbender's lover.
Julien, thank you so much for being here all the way from Paris to be with us.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure. For those that haven't seen RWF, tell us a brief synopsis of your film.
So RWF is a very short biopic based on the work and life of Werner Fassbender, a German filmmaker. He's one of my favorites, so he was a huge inspiration.
He really is he's absolutely brilliant. Now, obviously, that was the premise of your story. Where did the kind of inspiration come for you, aside from being the person that he was? Where did the inspiration come for you actually thinking I'm going to make this a movie?
It kind of happened. This is actually a short film I made for film school.
Wow.
I went to Filmstein Graduate School of Cinema in Brooklyn, and every week we had to produce a short film of 2-3 minutes. And it so happened that at that time we were studying Fassbender's Ali Fear It's the Soul, which I think is one of his best movies. It's like a masterpiece. And I was just sitting in class next to a screenwriting student, and the teacher kind of like tossed around the idea that one student in class should make a movie about Fassbender. So I was just like, why not us, you know?
Wow.
So I asked him to write a screenplay, and he came up with it really quickly. And the screenplay was so visual that I just felt like it was already all in my mind. The storyboard was already written.
It really, there was a lot. I mean, this was a short film, and there was a lot that went into this film. I couldn't even believe it. It was incredible. How do you, because there was a lot of different scenes and people, how do you begin creating something like that? Like, what do you even begin to start?
For me, it's more image-based. The script is based on a voiceover, so there is actually, it's pretty easy to avoid dialogue. Everything is sort of imagined as a vignette, and I came up with sort of an image for every single line of the script. So in the end, I ended up with about 100 shots. And actually for this particular film, I had a restriction, which was to only use close-ups. So I had to imagine a way to also kind of use close-ups and try to be diverse enough so as not to be too blunt and have like constantly a camera on the actor's face. So like, for instance, there's a take where it's a close-up on the plate, but you see him lying down after he OD'd. So trying to sort of like use tricks like that to create space. There's also like a shot on a faucet in the bathroom, like, just like little ideas like that were fun to play with.
No, I mean, it was really, I really liked the fact that it was all kind of had these close-ups. So I thought that was, it was, you sort of felt like you were right in there as well. Now, he's an amazing filmmaker. He had a crazy life. I mean, geez, my goodness.
It's insane when I think about it. You know, he passed away at 37 and had made 44 films. 44
films by 37 years old.
Television and feature films, short films, and each and single one of his movies is like brilliant in its own way. It's like a very particular topic. It's very groundbreaking for the time he was working. I mean, he had like a movie about a transgender person in the 70s. He dealt with like homosexuality, mental illness, which are topics that are really in now. If I can say that. So definitely a pioneer, and one of the few filmmakers, according to me, who combined brilliant scripts, which he often wrote himself, and visually stunning shots. Like every single one of his film is just like, it's almost perfect. So obviously like a huge inspiration for me.
And it is amazing that he tackled subjects or people many years ago, you know, and we're still trying to work through those things in the present day. I mean, that's quite remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah, and I wish that cinema nowadays would be a little more daring and provocative in a way. That would be similar to Fassbinder, because he was really fearless in his filmmaking, and definitely not commercially driven, as opposed to like all the superhero movies coming out these days, which like some of them are okay, but you don't need to have like 50 a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's really challenging for a filmmaker to come up with a provocative subject matter, and also create something that's visually stunning.
No, it really was. What was your biggest challenge making the film?
For this one, I guess it was the time constraint.
You did it in how long? It was very short, wasn't it?
We shot this in 12 hours. Under 12 hours on a Sunday. At school, we have to share the studio spaces. So yeah, while we were shooting RWF, actually, there was a student building a set across the room, sharing the same studio. So luckily, we didn't have any dialogue, so we could just keep on shooting while there was like noise around. So it was like even more challenging for the actors, I think. But yeah, trying to shoot about 100 different frames in less than 12 hours with
That's
like costume changes, physical transformation for the main actor who I think looks a lot like Fassbinder, actually.
Very much so, yeah.
So I had him like, we started with the beard, the full beard scenes, and then like I asked him, do you think you can go ahead and like keep that goatee that's so like trademark, Fassbinder trademark? And we were like, okay, I'll do it.
That's amazing. So it's nice you got an actor wanting to, you know, make that happen.
Yeah, it was really cool. He was, I was auditioning for a different project, and he submitted his resume, and I just didn't think he was right for that one film. But I was so struck by his resemblance with Fassbinder, and he's much younger too. He's only 29. So I thought, wow, like. This is perfect. Like he could be my Fassbinder, and then I sort of like looked around for actors that would look like Fassbinder's lovers, and
it's amazing. It was such I was so much in such a short period of time, which is an absolute credit to you. But then you had to do 100 shots. What's it like? I mean, you literally made a film in 12 hours. You had to do over 100 shots, and then all of a sudden you're flying from Paris to LA. Your film has been screened at NewFilmmakers LA. What's that feeling like?
It's amazing. Like it's unexpected. I kind of applied to film school out of the blue 2 years ago and didn't even think I would get in. And the fact that I was able to shoot like dozens of short films and actually receive a little bit of recognition for some of them is like incredible. It's like beyond my expectations. And then coming to LA, which is my first time here. I've never been to
welcome.
LA. Thank you. To present a movie is just like so ideal. I have to pinch myself. It's like so good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a credit to you for being a very talented filmmaker, Julien. So I mean, thank you for taking the journey to come over here as well. It's really wonderful.
Thanks for having me.
Only if we can all go to Paris. That's the only deal we have to do, unfortunately. NewFilmmakers Paris. Let's do that.
You definitely have to do it.
Okay, it's happening right here, right now. That's fantastic. What's next for you?
So I'm finishing a script for a full-length feature.
Excellent.
I'm like really close to the end. I'm trying to figure out the end. And it's actually similar to RWF in terms of atmosphere. It's not a comedy. It's definitely going to be sort of a heavy thing. But I want to shoot it in Paris. And so like as soon as I'm done with the script, I want to start looking for funding and like locations and actors.
Fantastic. Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing your film with us. We're looking forward to seeing much more of your work and having you back here in LA. So thank you very much.
I can't wait. Thank
All
you
right,
so
take
much.
care, Julien.